Good day, everyone. Our discussion was a continuation ng Group 10. The topic was about quality management system and standard approach.
ISO 9000 version or updates. ISO 9000 1987. This initial version of the ISO 9000 standard puts emphasis on conformance with procedures rather than the process of the management. ISO 9000 1987 was the first edition of the ISO 9000 series, which established the fundamentals for quality management systems. It laid the foundation for subsequent revision and expansion in the ISO 19000 family. This ISO contains three models for quality management system as follows: ISO 9001, ISO 9002, and ISO 9003. ISO 9001 1987, or the Model of Quality Assurance in Design, Development, Production, Installation, and Servicing. This model focused on the design, development, production, installation, and servicing phases of a product or services. ISO 9002 1987, or the Model for Quality Assurance in Production, Installation, or Servicing. This model addresses the production, installation, and servicing aspect, excluding design and development. And the last one is ISO 9003 1987 is model for quality assurance in final inspection and test. This model was specific of the final inspection and testing stage, with an emphasis on the verification of the end product. This model provides framework for organization to establish and implement quality management system based on their specific processes and needs. It's important to note that the ISO 9000 series has undergone several revisions since 1987, with the last version update ISO 9001 2015.
iOS 90s 1984, this division emphasized quality assurance by enforcing preventive action instead of just merely conforming to the procedure and checking the final product. However, this mission still required impressive evidence of influence with properly documented procedure. iOS 90 1984 version is an update to the iOS 90 standard that was released in 1984. This approach to the quality management system. One of the key changes in the ISO 1994 mission is an emphasis on the quality assurance through preventive action rather than safety, conforming to procedure and checking the final product. This means that organizations were encouraged to the practice measure to the prevent quality issues from the occurring rather than simply relying on the inspection check at the end of the process.
This slide, I'll just explain what's inside. So, ISO 9001 was a 2000 version. Standards that combine previously separate standards into single document. It also aimed to bring about significant change in how companies manage their process to achieve quality improvement. This version emphasize the involvement of top executives in integrating quality into the business system and the use of performance metrics to measure the effectiveness of tasks and activities. It also focused on continual process improvement and tracking of customer satisfaction. The requirements for ISO certifications included approval of documents before distribution, ensuring the correct version of documents at point of use, presenting company records to prove the requirements have met, and developing a procedure to control company records. The ISO 9001-A 2008 version is not substantially different from the ISO 9001-A 2000 version, but several important requirements were added as follows. Quality policy must be a formal statement from upper management that is linked to the organization's business and management plan. The quality policy must be understood and used by all personnel at all levels. So, the quality policy was the top management must create as a formal statement that shows the organization's commitment to quality, and everyone in the organization should understand and follow it. Next one is each member of the personnel must have a measurable work objective of the relationship. So, a through system for communicating with customers about all aspects of the relationship must be in place. Next one is product development must have planned stages with testing at every stage, and test result must be documented to indicate whether the product met all applicable requirements. So, product development must have planned stages with testing at each stages and the results must show whether the product meets all the requirements. Like, pwede din siya the organization's performance must be reviewed regularly to identify areas for improvement. Next one is the organization must have documented procedures for dealing with non-conformance. So, documented procedures must be in place for addressing any instance where the organizations does not meet the required standard. These requirements ensure that the organization is committed to delivering high quality products or services and is continuously improving its. Okay, this last was the 9001 ISO 2015 version. I'll just explain it na lang. It is built around 7 key quality management principles which are like guiding rules for organizations to follow. These principles are all about making sure that the organization focuses on customers, has a strong leadership, engage its people, follows well-defined process, aim for continuous improvement, make decisions based on evidence, and manage relationship with different stakeholders. In this version, there is a big focus on measuring and assessing how well the organization's process are working. It also encourage the organizations to think about potential risk by analyzing them so they can then identify and address any challenges in their business processes. Speaking of stakeholders, ISO 9001 A 2015 broadens the concept of stakeholders to include not just customers but also suppliers, employees, shareholders, and others. It emphasizes understanding and meeting the changing needs of these stakeholders. The idea is that organizations should keep up with these changing needs and incorporate them in their products and services to keep getting better and better.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching.